Hey guys, so I have about 24 hours left till I have my final exam for the year. And I thought I'd be vlogging this experience because it's a special exam. It's my last written exam in my last clinical year before I enter clerkship next school year. So I think it'd be important to document this experience so I can share some of my reflections and insights from the past 3 years of being in a classroom setting here in medical school. And the agenda for today is that I do my Anki cards and then I'll review some of the tougher topics that I found while doing my first pass of all the material. And afterwards, I will round out my review by doing around 100 PassMed questions. And PassMed is this online question bank that a lot of British medical students use for preparing for their exams. And since there's no really strong Samplex culture in ASMPH, it will be the next best thing for me in getting exam style questions for my upcoming exam tomorrow. Some of you may have noticed that I'm not using my keyboard to go through my Anki flashcards, and the reason for that is that I found a way to use a Joy-Con as a remote control for my Anki flashcards. So that way, I can just lean back in my chair and just bang away at the flashcards because I have this external application that allows me to map keyboard shortcuts to the Joy-Con. So it just makes it much easier so I don't have to lean forward all the time, hunched over to do my flashcards, and it just really saves my back so I can just lean back on my chair and just go through the cards quite easily. Also, I think it's just extra hard to study for an exam in this heat. It's like, I think the past few days, the heat index here in the Philippines has been reaching like 40 plus on consecutive days, and it's like, it's insane. I'm drinking so much water, I have the electric fan on, and it's like, it just feels that it's just blowing hot air in my face, so like, ugh. Like, as if this final spear couldn't get any harder. It's like nature is just against you. So as you can see, I just changed into a fresh set of clothes. I just showered because I did an afternoon workout with my friends. And you're probably wondering, like, Luis, it's your finals tomorrow. Why are you taking the time to work out? Well, my philosophy on this is that I think when you're preparing for exams, you still have to keep your normal routine, and that you're studying should not replace the things that keep you sane. Because for me, like, working out is a means of relieving stress. And in a field where you're constantly studying to take care of people, you also have to be aware that you also have to take care of yourself. And I think that's something that all aspiring medical students and current medical students should always remember. That your learning to become a doctor should not come at the expense of your health and well-being. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So anyway, like, now that I'm refreshed, I'm gonna get back to studying. So I'm probably just gonna do the 100 PassMed questions that I said I was gonna do earlier. So let's go crush those questions. So as you can see here, PassMed is a question bank. It has all these different questions per organ system, mainly arranged per organ system, but it also has subject-based. So here, you can have like biochemistry, embryology, and here what I'm doing is pharmacology. So I'll be answering as many of these questions. So I'll do about 100 for over the next couple of hours or so to get my reps in for my exam tomorrow. So just finished about 100 questions on PassMed. So now I'm going to rewatch some of sketchy form videos to revise some of my antimicrobials, since I found that a lot of mistakes that I made were based on the adverse effects of antimicrobials, and that's a point of emphasis now in my exam tomorrow. And then after that, I'm gonna review a bit of pain module because our prof also said that'll be an emphasis. among the questions tomorrow. So I'm gonna do that until 12, where I'm gonna call it quits and just get my sleep. So I won't be so tired for the exam tomorrow morning at around 10. But that's about all I'm gonna study for tonight. I think I've studied all I can for the exam, but you know that feeling where no matter how hard you study, there's still that level of anxiety that you have, that you feel that you're not prepared? Well, it's like, I think like my philosophy going to exams is that you just prepare the best you can, and if there's stuff that you don't know it. But I think I've covered all the bases that I can cover, and I think this is the best state I will be in terms of knowledge for the exam. So I guess all that's left is to get a good night's sleep and hope for the best tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Yo, so I just finished the exam, and man, that was a hard exam. But somehow I passed. I actually passed the exam. I'm happy that I passed. It's like been studying for this. I had just over a week to study for this exam, and I focused mainly on doing my Anki on the different sketchy pharma drugs that were mentioned that were going to be included, and those were easy points. So definitely, I think like from this experience, it just solidifies that sketchy pharma is such an important part of studying drugs in med school, and it's such a high yield aspect, especially for the nitty gritty facts that you otherwise wouldn't really pay attention to in lecture. It's like for example, like adverse effects. There's so many adverse effects, but what are the most important adverse effects, and like mechanism of action? Because of the format that is a picture mnemonic, it makes it really easy to remember. I'm so happy that like I memorized a lot of the drugs for diabetes, for tuberculosis, and a lot of the antibiotics, because it helped me rule out some of the choices and intelligently guess. So I'm happy now that's over, and now I can finally rest. So if you want to learn more about the different study techniques I used in studying for this exam, you can check out the playlist that I'll link up here. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog.